feature of the Modex exercise is that it should be participant-driven exercise. Normally when you run an exercise, you are one organization who are organize everything. You have someone in charge for everything. Here it's a combination of the country who are hosting the exercise, and they are preparing the sites, they are preparing the scenario.
It's a really, really good concept for training European seal protection assets.
The focus is on the participants and the modules that are taking part, because it's about providing them with a realistic and challenging scenario that they can test their procedures and the way that they operate in the field.
In Romania we had the exercise in Arad, and that was a fantastic venue, and it was a really, really good, well-designed exercise.
I think we had an intention when we started with that exercise, what we wanted to achieve.
It was a need of much harder work to bring everybody on board to have a participant-driven exercise.
This is exercise control, and what you can see in front of you is the layout of the different scenarios that we've arranged around the city of Arad. The first scenario that we had for the Czech Republic Water Rescue Team was for the North Lake in the Žirok region. And when they responded there, first of all this morning, the whole area was covered with fog. The situation is that following extremely heavy rainfall, the rivers and the flatland areas of Romania is subject to extensive flooding. The situation is such that there are many thousands of people that are affected by the flooding in the area. Many of them displaced from their own homes, some of them injured, and some in need of immediate emergency help.
Is completely out of range. We helped to protect the dams, because if the dams were broken, 5 villages might get flooded.
The representative from the local emergency management authority said that there is an urgent need in rescuing people from an island because the water levels are rising, and so we are really putting pressures on the teams that they can start this rescue operation as soon as possible.
We fulfill a task which was evacuate people who were isolated on Iceland of Mureș. We evacuated off all of those people.
The most important things right now for EUCP team is to coordinate and facilitate the incoming assistance from Europe and asking the local emergency agency from Romania about the real needs and trying to help Romania in solving these needs.
We had an exercise here in Romania and it went a really good way. The support from the Romanian guys here we really appreciate that. They supported us in the best way they can, like constellation support and all this stuff.
It's a nice opportunity to cooperate with the other modules like HCP. It's excellent to see how look and work host nation support. And it's a good cooperation as well with the European structures like EUCP team and the others.
We also had a great experience today. The Austrian teams had to work with the Bulgarian teams. We only could achieve the goal when working together.
So I like it and my team liked it, but every nice thing has its end and we should go home.
That was the first one. It was at the very beginning and we start without having any kind of experience. It was tough for the management team. It was difficult for the role players, for everyone.
But we've grown as an exercise management team. That was a successful exercise and it was also challenging, and the modules went away learning a lot of information as we did about ourselves.
One of the biggest remarks was also from host nation that also they learned a lot when they organized an exercise. For the European protection models, they learned a lot, and we also were lucky with the weather because there were some challenging conditions as well.
The purpose of XCON is to make sure that we provide the best learning opportunities for the participants in the exercise, and we are indirectly giving directions to the participants.
That was the most challenging exercise because the weather, it was in accordance with a flood situation. I mean, the weather, it was so bad, and at a certain moment the modules has to face a real flood situation. In fact, we were helping some villages in dealing with the flood.
We were very lucky with the weather because the weather was very rainy and windy, so it was perfect for the exercise.
With the Bulgarian exercise and a flood situation, the Bulgarian exercise was absolutely realistic because they really did have to contend with the weather, and the flood situation was such that it almost became a real incident. So we didn't have to simulate that much.
I'm the project manager, so I'm in charge with looking very deep in detail to everything what happens for the planning phase of the exercise till the last day, the last minute of the exercise. So I'm responsible with almost everything, but I'm a part of the team. I am not doing all myself, so I have a very strong and a very good team behind me. The long term, we are looking to improve and to support the European civil protection mechanism became better, and to find new solutions in training the modules and European civil protection teams.
With the heavy rainfall that we've had, combined with the snow that's melted, it's caused a severe flooding situation all along the Danube River. Currently we have the northwest of Bulgaria that's heavily affected by the rainwater and the melting snow. Currently the government of Bulgaria has decided to request assistance from the European Union, because the European Union has emergency response modules that are able to supply additional assistance to the government of Bulgaria. Along with the problems that the local people have, the emergency responders that are trying to deal with the situation have to get into those areas in order to overcome the problems that are causing the situation that we have now. We know that a number of road networks have been submerged by the flooded areas. Bridges have been brought down by the heavy flow of water in the rivers, and isolated areas where people are trapped and stranded.
We are pumping the water from the Montana lower side up to here, and it's a height difference of 60 meters.
Because of the water station has stopped working, so we need to pump out the water from the canal so that the local village and also the electrical plant could not get flooded at the area.
There is no water for the hospital, so our job here, our task here is to purify water from the river and produce it and supply it for the local hospital.
We had a meeting with the local sanitation and hygiene authority. They also took water samples. With their permission, we will start the operation and the water supply of the hospital.
Because Montana and the surrounding districts are in a low-lying area, that has caused those areas to become heavily flooded. We know that a number of road networks have been submerged by the flooded areas.
The long-term goals of the exercise is to improve the response mechanism of the participating states, to improve this European civil protection mechanism as such. And I think in this exercise we have really meet these challenges and requirements. So I think the exercise has been very successful.
It was also one of the best places to have a flood-related exercise, because we had really good sites that were challenging from a technical viewpoint for the participants.
My name is Agris Šumanis, and I'm the team leader of Latvian-Lithuanian Joint Technical Assistance and Support Team. If an event like this has happened in real life, the main task of the Technical Assistance and Support Team is to support and help to provide the European Union Civil Protection Team work most effective.
Saaremaa itself is a very flat land, as you can see. The flooding that's been caused by the rainfall and by the sea encroaching on the low-level land has caused severe damage to the infrastructure of Saaremaa across the whole island in several areas, which has resulted in teams being needed in different parts of the island. We've primarily got high-capacity pumping teams from Romania and from Sweden, and we also have a flood containment team from Sweden as well. Well, we've got a multi-Euro team from the European Union. We have a flood containment team from Sweden, and they're able to contain polluted areas or dam off areas, protect areas of national heritage.
What we do now is that we build a barrier which will stem up to 80 centimeters, which will protect the hotel from getting flooded. Our next move is to finalize this, and then we will monitor it, and then we will have further discussions with the EUCP team leader and also the Estonian Rescue Board.
Because of Saaremaa being a very level land and there's very little height difference, if we pump the floodwater, we have to pump it somewhere where it's not going to cause another problem. So the teams are having to pump water over large distances in order to overcome this problem and hopefully get it back to the sea where it's going to cause less of a problem. But because of the land being so low level, it's a constant problem and something logistically that the teams have to deal with constantly through this actual disaster recovery phase.
To date, it's an old castle and had been flooded. So basically we want to take out the water and divert the water to the other side. The pump capacity is 1,000 cubics per hour. That means 1 million liters water we can take 1 hour off.
This exercise has been very good. It has been very well designed.
Disappointed really that it's almost over, because we've worked together as a family and we've worked together as a very close-knit team.
Everybody wake up! There's a bomb blown and the dangerous smoke is coming to you. Act real fast, keep it moving, get away from tents.
We have made a lot of new friends, and having friends within the civil protection system all around Europe, it also means that we are more effective when we meet each other in the field.
It's very difficult to organize in 3 different countries with 3 different cultures and 3 different habits, and everything is specific for each country.
I mean, there are a lot of lessons learned, and we are trying now to figure it out how to put all the lessons learned together, because every single exercise was bringing in front of us different problems, and we are trying to synthesize all of them and to put in front of the Commission a very good material about the lesson learned from every single exercise.
I think the long-term goal is that Europe is more ready to be deployed for the crisis or the emergency situation all over the Europe. We are more ready to cooperate with each other, and we are more ready to be working with the other countries, the other teams, other modules, and I think the learning perspective is the most important thing here.
Modules facing the challenges of each very single country, they really can cope with the situation which have been posted in front of them, and they really learn something during the exercise.
We have seen it in every exercise, how much the models and the participants, how much they are benefiting out of this concept.
It has been a good learning opportunity at all 3 locations. We have developed ourselves, so we are better prepared for the future.
And I'm absolutely sure that every module and every participant that's attended has recognised an area where they can improve and develop their own performance and the performance of the team, in which case that means we've succeeded.